6 p.m. Present, Council President Sean, Councilmember Charbonneau, Councilmember Curtis, Councilmember Upper Chase, Treasurer Johnson, and here with us have the interim fire chief, Kevin Lacoste, and I have our fire gentleman. I'm gonna get that title one day. I'm gonna get it right, Mr. Carline, and I have our DPW head, Mr. Burke. Anybody else there? Okay. Addition, did I miss anything? Additions and deletions. If you'll please go to the packets that we gave you. I would like to add to the consent agenda, there will be a permit application, which you'll see it says DLL application 49992. So, would you mind just speaking to this for a second? This is the additional
Okay,
one.
so
Thank you.
the additional one, there's actually 4 of them. They're all for Eden Ice and Vermont Spirits. They do tastings in conjunction with each other. One's on the 7th and one's on the 14th. So those came in this morning on my email. So that's why you got an addition
Right.
in the
Thank
I've got
you.
copies in there.
Okay.
There should be 2 in there already from last week. but-
Yeah, I just made extra copies and put them outside the packets so that we wouldn't miss anything going there. The other thing that I'd like to add, please, are the accounts payable warrant for December 2, 2024, which is what you're looking at now. And then one more thing is the parade date, the Light Up the Night parade. You should have the documents that you were looking at out of order. So you should have that. And what that does, the Light Up the Night parade, there was one person who was handling that, and that person is not going to be doing it anymore, and Lowry Solutions is taking it over, so it's going to be just a date change for December 14th, 2024. And everybody looked through it. Our DPW, police, fire department looked through it, and everybody was good to go with that. Okay? So, with those changes and additions, may I have, before I do that, and I apologize, does anybody else have anything to add? President Fichon?
No, thank you.
Councilmember Charbonneau?
No, thank you.
Councilmember Curtis?
No thanks.
Councilmember Upper Chase?
Thank you.
And the treasurer, I just, that's right. So, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda with those additions?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Please say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Okay, now let me just, you need us to sign off on this one, or do you have a different one that you want me to sign off on?
You don't have to.
We're
Long as
we're
they're
good on
approved,
this,
I
you
just-
have it? Okay.
I put them in the system in the DLC of the day.
Do you need us to sign off on the date of the change on the light parade, or we're good with that?
I would, I'd find that.
So I can sign off. And if you would all just, at least, just initial it under there, would be good, or sign your name, whichever you prefer. The next item on the agenda is the Causeway contract modification number 1 with a potential vote. And Mr. Bernier, would you like to just give a quick update on that? That's just the modification, a change, the Causeway.
Yeah, they changed a little bit of the scope of the project, so with the engineer's opinion too, that originally by contract, we were only supposed to do 10%. Actually, I was at the Causeway today marking out for dig safe for those guys. They do plan on starting to do the concrete pedestals for their mast anchors, so. The engineer was in favor of it. We both agreed, Linda and I, so I think we should move forward. That'll get the project moving.
Yeah, and everybody who looked at it agreed as well, so, you know, the lawyers who were on it for a while, they agreed, so there were no issues at all. So may I have a motion, please, to approve the Causeway contract modification number 1?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any comment? Further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Tom, I'm going to give this to the treasurer, and you can get a copy tomorrow, so that he can put it in the minutes, and then you could ship it over to them. Thank you. And thank you for all your help on that. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the MVP health plan with a potential vote, and our specialist is here. Come on in.
I think you probably should all have the comparison that I've done between MVP and Blue Cross. Plans are pretty much identical, $70,000 difference. So it's kind of a no-brainer that we're gonna stay with MVP another year. For a couple of reasons. One reason, the price is a lot cheaper, and they will administer our HRAs, which we have 3 different levels. Blue Cross doesn't do that. We have to go with an outside contractor for them to do it. And the way that would have worked, and I checked into it again this year like I had previous years, the outside contractor would administer it, but the employee would have to submit the claims. And that's not gonna happen. I mean, I've been dealing with this stuff long enough that I know the employees will. So all I really need tonight is because those plans have been approved by the union contract, so there's no voting on the plan itself. All I need is basically a couple of documents I need to have signed. One of them is the recertification, the annual recertification, and the other one is the HRA contracts that I've got all filled out for you guys. I've got the originals with me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'll work it, I just like copies.
Excellent. Okay, so may I have a motion, please, to approve the MVP health plan documentation?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, and comment? Go ahead, Fred.
John, how much did MVP go up?
It actually went, this year, we're pushing, if you look at the numbers, we're pushing $699. It was around $650 last year.
So what percentage is that?
I didn't do the percentage. I can get it to you.
15%.
Yeah.
Is that, okay.
And whereas Blue Cross Blue Shield last year was at $690, about $650, they're up to $750. They went up 18%.
You can have my notes if you want, I've scribbled the different numbers on.
I've got that, okay, I know they went up, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they went up, Blue Cross went up 18%. So they were getting close, and now they're like this again. And that's across the board on all their plans.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I've been doing this for 24 years, and I've never seen, of the 40 groups that I have, I only have one with Blue Cross. And I sat on their board for 8 years. So it's not good.
Thank you.
So I have a
Welcome.
motion and a second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Here it
What I'm gonna need from
comes.
you
Take your
now
time.
is, I'm gonna need your signature at the bottom of this document. That's just land selection.
Here?
Yeah, yeah, I'll date them.
Okay.
And here, I will need your initials, here, 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 and here.
And do I have to sign here
And
too?
sign there, yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's the recertification. This is the HRA contract. That's the first signature I need of that up there. That's the only place in this document.
No, I saw the sticky one.
Signature there. And I will get you copies of all this once I send it off.
Okay, and will you copy Jim on them as well so
Yeah.
that Jim can have it for his?
Well, what I can do is I'll just bring down the copy down to Jim and he can get it. It'll be easier
Would
that
you
way.
do that? Thank you.
Put in more, make him learn it.
Do we need a motion on the contract?
The contract was approved already, right? Was the
Yeah,
contract?
The HRA contract?
Already been done?
Yeah,
Yeah, we already did that. This was just,
yeah, that's all done by virtue of the union contract anyway.
Didn't know if I needed it.
Yeah. Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you for all your help.
You're welcome anytime. See you guys. I'm gonna have something, I did, yeah.
Next item on the agenda is Fire Department Personnel Matter, Executive Session, 1 VSA, Section 313A1 with a potential vote. May I please have a motion to enter into executive session to discuss a fire department personnel matter and invite the interim fire chief and the other members of the fire department into the executive session?
So moved.
And a motion, do I have a second? The motion and a second, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried, we are in executive session.
Sit down long enough to shut it off.
We're out of executive session, no action was taken.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Please?
I move that the council approve hiring a 40-hour-a-week new position called the City of Newport Administrative Firefighter.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second, comments? Further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried.
40 hours a week.
40 hours a week.
Who seconded that?
Kevin?
I didn't hear that, so I told you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the employee evaluation of a city official, executive session, 1 VSA, section 313A3 with a potential vote. May I please have a motion to enter into executive session to discuss an employee evaluation of a city official and to invite the zoning administrator Frank Cheney into the executive session?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried. We are in executive session. We are out of executive session, no action taken.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion
Okay.
that we establish an internal grants manager position with compensation of $15,000 per year to cover the responsibilities of grants management.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Comments? Further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a second motion.
Please go ahead.
I'd like to move that we assign Frank Cheney to take on the responsibilities of the internal grants manager, effective immediately.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Comments? Further discussion? Further discussion from me is that Mr. Cheney has been working diligently during this past month to do this, and he is extremely capable, and I thank you for that, and we look forward to working with you. So I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Congratulations, and thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the financial discussion, water sewer, bond loan expenditure. And this is going to really just be kind of a very brief discussion. I wanted you to know that we should be going further in the next couple of weeks, or future council members, on looking at how we want to go with the rate structure for the meters, and you want to do some kind of equalizing rate, etc., and have a full-fledged discussion on that. But more so, I wanted you to know that I asked the department about how broken meters were identified, and they gave me how those were identified, and we're gonna do some fixes policy-wise to make sure we don't miss any broken meters. And I also wanted you to know, and this is really important, that when I spoke to the foreman over who's handling the meters, he said that there were some issues because there are extraordinary circumstances, and we need to discuss this as a council going forward. Because sometimes, like some of the buildings have like old galvanized lines, and they can't put in the meters without bringing in plumbers, and the issues from some of the residents are, well, we think the city should pay for the plumber, and the city's position might be, no, you have to get your house readied up, like as if we were doing a road agreement or something like that. So those are some things that are stopping meters from getting put in. So we have to have a full-fledged discussion on that as a council, and bring in the supervisor to help us understand those types of issues as well. Okay? But there are more and more of those types of situations, because we're trying to find out how many people want meters and have not been allowed to get their meters put in because of these extraordinary circumstances. So I wanted you to all know that. Okay? Any further discussion on any of those topics, or are we good to move on?
I'm good.
Good?
Good.
You good? Okay, next item on the agenda
Nobody.
is nobody, that's very good.
I do have one in mind.
Oh,
Comments by members of the public. Okay, what is item number 9? Members of the audience are reminded that members of the press are present, and that these proceedings are being recorded for current and future broadcast over the city's cable television channel. Members of the audience are further reminded that Newport City Council meetings are for the purpose of allowing council members to conduct city business. City council meetings are the only time the city council discusses, deliberates, and decides upon city matters. City council meetings are held in public to promote transparency and accountability in government, but are distinct from public hearings or town meetings, in that they are not meetings of the public. Members of the public shall be afforded a reasonable opportunity to express opinions about matters considered by the city council. To conduct orderly and efficient meetings, I kindly request the public's cooperation and compliance with the published guidelines when participating in the meeting. And so I thank you. Before we go to Ms. Hopkins, I'm going to allow her to speak. But I think, Mr. Gresser, you had a question?
Yes, I did. It goes back a little ways to the first motion that was made. I was wondering if you could explain the nature of the new fire department position.
Yes, it's an administrative position to handle more of the administrative functions for the fire department.
So it would take over some of the responsibilities formerly being the responsibilities of the chief?
Yeah, it would be more of the administrative responsibilities, the paperwork and the monitoring of equipment and so on.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Ms. Hopkins? So can you time?
Yes, I was just wondering if we could have a update at some point apropos of the personnel policies, because it was supposed to come back to the council several months ago, and I'm not aware of it having come back at all. So if at some point it could be put on the agenda so we would know the status of it, I would appreciate that.
Thank you for your comment. Next item on the agenda is new business. President Fashan?
Just that I'm looking forward to the hometown holidays and the lighting ceremony this weekend at 4 o'clock, the 7th at Humble Peck.
Awesome. Councilmember Charbonneau?
No, thank you.
Councilmember Curtis?
No thanks.
Councilmember Alfred Chase?
Thank you.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is old business. President Fashan?
No, thank you.
Councilmember Charbonneau?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard from city employees that a Newport resident has been involved in city manager duties, i.e. bringing accounts payable to the city clerk, going through files.
So,
And there was some concern because this person was not an employee of the city.
so I'm gonna address this right now because you say heard from city employees, et cetera, when we've heard all of this out there. This is now an employee investigative issue on these comments, so those would not be publicly discussed. This is already being looked at, and so this is something that is not for a public discussion. The next item on, I'm sorry, Councilmember Curtis.
No thank you.
Councilmember Alfred Chase.
No.
The next item on the agenda is to set the next meeting for December 16, 2024. May I have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn the regular council meeting at 8:36 p.m.?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried.